Hello everyone. Today, myself and my group members, Ahmed Abdul Rahman, Taha Ansari, Muhammad Mubinul Haq, Usman Naeem, and Ashad are doing a presentation on ChaseUp. Starting with the introduction of the company, the company was founded in 1984 as a departmental store selling quality ready-made garments at affordable prices. Today, it has grown to become one of the largest departmental stores in Pakistan with a presence in Sindh and Punjab, with 6 stores operating in Karachi and one each in Multan, Bahawalpur, and Faisalabad. Today, it offers a complete shopping experience to all its consumers, having a range including crockery, electronics, cosmetics, clothes, and others. Starting off with the background of the organization, next slide. So, a little background on ChaseUp. It started as a single store in Badrabad back in 1984. Back then, it went with the name of Chase. However, issues in the families led to a split of the business and led to a decline in the performance of the business. At the same time, the Shahid-e Millat branch was having severe financial distress, and because of which, when Diwan Group approached Chase to rent out that outlet, they agreed. For that, when they organized a clearance sale based on which the entire stock was sold out in 10 days. That's when the Chase management realized that the flaw was in in their pricing strategy. Mr. Bashir Abdul Ghaffar then rented out the Nipa branch from his brothers and relaunched Chase Up in June 2005 with the new ideology of having everyday low prices. In 2009, Chase Up branched into groceries as well, following the purchase of what is now their Clifton branch. Today, they have grown into a successful business with a network of 9 branches across Pakistan.
Now, moving on, in order to understand a bit about more about the Chase of business, we need to know about what sort of customer segmentation they are following and they are actually targeting. The target market, what they have defined, what the CEO defined was middle class or lower middle class. But even though the target market is that saying that most of the customers come from the SECA since they provide really good rates. Moving on to what sort of consumer behavior based on the target market, what sort of consumer behavior they have seen in the past few years as they have been working. Uh, there has been increase in the online sales due to pandemic and due to the change in dynamics. There has been impact on the shopping experience. The with the difference of classes, the stores are defined. Most of the families consider it as an outing where the whole family come and the parents, the children come with, because it has something and something for everyone, and they spend a few hours in the store. Apart from that, as initially said by Amara, there are stores in Sindh and Punjab, but the CEO identified that Punjab has a higher buying power as compared to Sindh. Now, moving on to strategy and back to Amara.
In strategy of ChaseUp, we'll first discuss the location strategy. ChaseUp operates within its own ecosystem with affordable quality as the key competitive advantage. And for this purpose, they have evaluated their locations on several different variables. The first variable that they considered was an evaluation of their customer profile. As already discussed by Abdul Rahman, this includes demographic and the psychographic factors. This also includes the customers' buying power as well, and this is gauged through their average disposable incomes. Secondly, the cost involved in the location strategy also plays a major impact because the costs involve that of procuring inventory as well as the real estate prices, the rental prices that they would have to pay at a certain location. Also, inventory management was identified as a very significant variable because inventory management not only entails having sufficient stock available, but also entails having profitable arrangements with distributors as well as companies. For this reason, Mr. Salman Bashir, the CEO of ChaseUp, identified retailing as a high risk, high investment, low return game.
Okay, so here's Usman name, and I'll be covering the procurement strategy. So there are few elements that forms procurement strategy at ChaseUp as whole. The first and foremost is the dependency and the ownership that the owners take, as the company directors and CEO himself looks after the procurement of different categories. Like Mr. Salman Bashir in the interview mentioned that he personally looks after the procurement for crockery and electronics. So this becomes the first procurement strategy here at JSUP. The other biggest element as to what procurement strategy in the theory format they used a single sourcing strategy for non-food items, where they intend to buy the whole and the most of their products from a single purchaser, allowing them to get more leverage on reducing costs of purchases, and as well as looking after their low pricing strategy for the consumers. And he also mentioned that the 90% of the non-grocery business is sourced from China. So it also happens to save a lot of transactional and the transactional time, since the location is not a multiple, and they have this one location at China where the most of the business is imported from. Apart from that, the separate there has been separate procurement for East and Western wear, in order to have a diversity of different products for the consumers. Apart from that, they also promote the cash sales, since they want to have this leverage of economies of scale. So they need to buy everything on cash, because they have a single sourcing strategy. So this also comes in to the another element of their procurement strategy, where they call it as a joint business plan, where they force their suppliers to input their costs and induct their cash as well in the business, so that the profits are mutually shared, and the product is also mutually selling for. Apart from that, ChaseUp usually negotiates to get the total budget of activities by the companies also, in order to promote the existing diversification of the product portfolio they have. Moving further, if we talk about their pricing strategy, next slide, please. So there are three main elements in their pricing strategy. First, as I already mentioned, that they have this procurement strategy of single sourcing in order to maintain this everyday low pricing strategy for the consumer. So this is also achieved by lowering the amount of SKU variants in their outlets, and focusing more on getting at the cheapest costs for the consumer. Apart from that, they that diversification of SKUs is achieved at their outlets, so that the complementary goods that are running very good in the outlets also covers the cost for the products that are not usually sold at larger scale. Apart from that, they also push and create a sort of membership for their purchasers through membership card system, that allows the customers to gain points for their purchases, that can be converted in the later stages into cash, and allows the customers to get additional discounts in their purchase. So moving further, Mubin will continue.
So thank you very much, Usman. So this is Mubin here, and let's have a look at the store layout strategy of ChaseUp. ChaseUp is mainly a department store, selling grocery as well. As discussed earlier, ChaseUp deals in three main types of businesses, that is food, non-food, and fashion. Non-food and fashion are the major businesses of ChaseUp, whereas food or grocery is the minor one. For its non-food and food items, ChaseUp uses great for two reasons. First of all, the first reason is customers are used to such type of layouts, and the other one is items are easy to categorize. However, on the other hand, for its clothing business, ChaseUp uses racetrack layout, which is also known as free flow layout. Given the nature of product, this layout is the most effective one as it allows customer to move freely and explore different items. It provides them good shopping experience and in-store promotions are easy to execute. Okay, so next slide, please. So what are the shopper expectations? Shopping is more of an experience for shoppers. They want to spend good time at the shopping. This is the reason that shoppers have started demanding more aisle space and shopping and complete shopping experience. They do not want congested and especially after this COVID, they have become more sensitive in terms of interaction with other shoppers. Similarly, they want more number of merchandise, and for the ease, they want proper sorting of items into relevant categories. Meanwhile, in terms of aisle space, ChaseUp has very congested aisle space, which makes shoppers experience worse. Okay, moving forward. So Taha will continue.
Hello, Tahan Sari here. Well, Chase has a very robust system to ensure that their space is optimized very efficiently, and they have done this in three different pillars. And the first is e-commerce. So what they've done is that the already existing infrastructure they have upgraded that to supply online deliveries, and that has been done because they already have the SKUs present and the space present. The e-commerce orders are not being serviced through any additional space. So their sales per area has increased drastically because of their recent online deliveries. Second is that their buying system prefers the sales which are in demand at Chase rather than the products which are in demand in the market. So let's just say there's an X product which has a big demand in market, but is not being that much ordered at Chase. So they will not give them the space in the space as per ratio in the market, but they will give them the space as per ratio in this Chase in the sales at Chase. Then they have a very good system for reordering. So what happens is that what they do is that in the reordering system, they what they do is that so what they do in reordering is that instead of giving additional space to any brand, what they do is they ask companies to order multiple to stack the products again multiple times. So what happens is the sales that they want is something that they achieve without actually giving them any other space for that. So that's something very efficient that they do. Moving next to the next slide. All right. So their financial dynamics are very much in their control, and that is mainly because of the volume that they deliver to the consumers. What happens is that they prefer direct ordering to the producer. So if they are procuring anything from China or from Pakistan or anywhere else in the world, what they do is they try to reduce as much middleman as possible and go towards the first supplier, and this gives them a lot of edge in terms of the margins that they can pass on to the last their onto their last purchaser. Secondly, that their wholesale ordering is something very much on which they're dependent from. They have to procure, they have to place all-purs in their store, but they will not procure all-purs directly from the company because the company would not be offering them the desired rates, and they would be getting rates very far below than what the company is offering through any wholesaler in any part of Pakistan. So it's quite possible that they may be selling all-purs, but they would be procuring all-purs from a very small wholesaler in Faisalabad because that would be giving them the smallest possible rates. And this is how they ensure their margins. And lastly, when they have such a good back-end procurement system in which they are very much bagging most of the margins by reducing as much middleman as possible, they offer the cheapest products to the end consumer. And this is how it goes in cycles that the consumer then start ordering more because the rates that Chase is offering is lower as compared to any other retailer that is in the market. So this is a cycle that continues to go on and on. Next up.
Okay, so talking about the sales return. So both sales return and exchange are possible by ChaseUp. But return is only possible when either the wrong product is delivered or it is damaged. Exchange is possible with other items of a similar price range within 30 days. However, the product should be unused and all the tags and labels should be there. In cash transaction, the adjustment is made on the bill for exchange product. However, for credit card payments, the payment took around 15 days to be debited again on the card. Items which are purchased through ChaseUp online should be returned back to the same channel by the courier service.
Now moving on to the brand visibility. Uh, so when we talk about brand visibility, we have to see that how much time the consumer sees your product offline and online, and how do you engage, and what is your engaging strategy, and how do you engage with the customers, whether how do you market it, how do you promote it, what are the ATL and BTL activities that have been involved to engage the consumers. So it is very complex to have a customer, to have you to place the your product inside the mind of the consumer. So a very good strategy is required in order to ensure that the customer remembers your name as the brand as you want it to be. So the activities that Chase has been using for this online presence, there's social media present, as well as there is a website and application. In social media, they have specific targeted markets on Facebook, Instagram. They have multiple promotional activities. If you on their social media, apart from that, they also promote their seasonal promotions, their monthly promotions as well. For the websites, they have their order taking facility where you can order all your stuff on the website or the application. Apart from that, there is an online lucky draw where the data is taken, and furthermore, then the lucky draws every month that helps them gain the mind of the consumer. Apart from that, the physical activities that the organization does, it usually happens when a new store is opening. Usually there are billboards, signing big billboards in the nearby area, in the city, so they're informing people about the opening dates. SMS are usually floated, where informing the people of the city about their new store. Usually there's some sort of opening ceremony and opening discounts which is offered at the start of few days maybe, and flyers are distributed in the nearby areas in order to tell them about the new store that will be opening. And these are the few activities that are usually used when new stores is opening in any city. Apart from that, mostly the organization tend to go for online presence. Now moving on to the shopping experience, and we'll go back to Taha.
All right. So the shopper experience is something that Chase very much values, and what they do is that the assortment that they offer and the types of SKUs that they offer is very much towards what their demand is. Also, that they have future plans of incorporating different restaurants in Chase, and that is because they feel that the Chase, if they compare it to Carrefour or Hyperstar, offers a very good infrastructure or a very good user experience, because they can buy products from Hyperstar and go towards the upper floors for food as well. So what Chase is doing is Chase is trying to dedicate some space for these cuisines and infrastructure as well. Apart from that, what they do is that they limit the number of products. They do offer the best they do offer all the products that are demanded, and the products which are not demanded is something they also have a very good focus on, and they reduce that. So what happens is the consumers that come in, the ratio of their products that they want to buy is very high from the offering of Chase. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, so the retailers' loyalty is something that Chase prioritizes, and what they do is that the biggest loyalty that they have learned over the last couple of years in the industry is that the lowest price offering, and that is something that they don't do on a particular SKUs. But they say that what their competition does is that their competition offers the lowest prices on few products, and then is something that they increase the prices of. But what Chase does is that Chase has an all-round policy of offering low price products throughout the range. And what they're doing, that is something they, they very much prioritize. Lastly, what they do is that the diversification in terms of the product offering is very unique, because you can find food and staples and branded products and different makeup, jewelry, and electronics, everything side by side. So this is a very unique proposition that they offer, and that's one of the reasons that they retain most of their consumers in the market. Moving on to the next slide.
Okay, so ChaseUp operates within its own ecosystem with affordable quality as the key competitive advantage. It has positioned itself as a department store selling non-food items, which also sells grocery items, whereas its top competitors follow a model of selling food items while also selling some non-food items. Resultantly, it is not threatened by external competition as they have a loyal customer base to which they offer a wide range of shopping options at affordable prices, which differentiates them from their competitors. Post-COVID, however, online deliveries have become increasingly popular with the entry of services like Pandamart, and for this reason, ChaseUp has realized that they have to mitigate this threat to remain competitively to maintain their competitive advantage of being a department store. However, this poses a problem. This poses a problem for ChaseUp as they do identify that operating an online business has its own challenges, which maybe the online industry or the online players still are yet to overcome. And for Chase to overcome them, Chase also needs to be present in the online market. Furthermore, hence the Chase's focus remains on building its competitive advantage of being an everyday low price, following an everyday low price strategy, being a discounter, and providing quality products and services to its customers. Well, that's it from our side. Thank you so much for your time, and please do like our video and give us your support. Thank you so much.